What's up guys, this is ScherBR talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to talk about all the new content and updates made on today's 3 of March of 2023. There are plenty of things. We got 4,000 free gems from the community event, so also 1,000 as a present from Masanori Ishikawa's son, 100 from compensation, plenty of other stuff as well, especially Testament of Might rank 3, that is a pretty rare item in the moment. We got new home screen missions, as you can see here. It will take 7 days to complete to get 2,000 jewels. That is good. We also got a new expedition. This one will allow you to get your characters to pretty big status, that being 1.940 HP. And there's also something here. If you send characters in this expedition like I'm going to send now, you will get a currency that you can use to exchange for things in the shop. Let's run once only, and you see the things that will drop. This one here, call it JS Marathon Worst Bands. And the HP cap for this expedition is 1,890, something that you can see by Thunder HP now. We're going to check where we get stuff. Let's go to the shop. Okay, now we have the JS Marathon Worst Bands, where you can find an S style of Joe. This is global exclusive and gives her access to this spell called Sun Shower. That is the same from the last version of Miss Surfing, an AoE attack that heals all surviving allies HP. This is very nice. Also revitalizing water and even Flame Hammer. I have to say that this style works even while still being only S, but if you have Robin Gal, you have a very nice build of Joe now. Besides, you can also find this new accessory that gives some different status and resistance to pierce. Pretty good. There is also a new shop called Leonard Episode 6 because we got a new story expansion. And there are plenty of items to get. Those equipments are made for Anya. We have Love as a status. It's not the best thing for mages, but can be used for healers. And there are different resistances as well. Some other stuff like usual. There is also a new sort of equipment called Vermilion Mold Piece that I have to explain in a few. And also, we'll be dropping Forging Festival tickets in the main story. You can also purchase some to grab many materials for forging. But before we do that, let's go into the main story. Okay, we just got the 6th part of the story, and the new HP cap here is 2140, so only 10 points higher than the current event that's running. So you still get higher status, and one good thing is that we have the return of the booster item that allows you to get a boost to this attribute gains. Making it 3 times for all characters, and this lasts for 1 hour and you can use it multiple times if you want. So right now it's the best moment to train your characters for remembrance battle, something that I'll be talking in a few. Also, we are getting extra drops, rainbow materials for guns and for swords because of Zosma and Leon, characters that are now on a banner. And as you can see, like I said, we are getting Forging Festival materials and Leonarch Episode 6 coins to get things on the shop. The new material is the Vermilion Mold Piece that can be used to make the weapon for Anya. Now, let's go to the Forging menu, and here you'll be able to see the new weapon Vermilion Sun. Small sword, it was made for Anya, hence why we have the sun element here. You can already see the difference between the Vermilion weapon and a Rainbow weapon. Here, you don't have any locked passive. Let's check a Rainbow weapon, like the Exploder. It will always give you SaGa RS plus in the first slot, because this was made for Leon. Leon belongs to SaGa RS. The second passive was always locked to the gender of the character the weapon was developed for. So here we have the male plus, but you still had to roll for either AS or SS. Of course, we always wanted to get SS rolls with the first, second, and even the third passive. The third slot was random, so you wanted SaGa RS again in order to get the best general weapon for the character. But now it's different. When you click the new weapon, you see that the slot number 3 has a guarantee of a double S roll. It can still be anything, You always want the series passives, the highest one, but slots number 1 and 2 are not a guarantee. You can get either A or S rolls, but it seems like they increase the chances of double S by a lot. So let's craft something here and see what we get. Look, this one, we have powered SaGa RS for a total of 87%. It's good enough already if you want to stop here. Just lock it, and you can even give it a name, Anya. Pretty good, huh? Also, with this new update, they brought back 2 different rainbow weapons. Leon's Exploder can now be crafted with wind as well, because the newest Leon can use wind spells. And there's also the Traitorous Sword that can be used for Zosma. So it starts with Shadow, so it cannot be perfect for sword skills, but still works for his Shadow attribute. Now let's click the Enhance button and the plus sign. They increase the number of weapon inventory slots. You have to pay a small price, 205 gens, to get it increased to 3000 if you're already on the cap before. Pretty nice for forging, so you don't need to keep selling all the time. Just craft 3000 weapons and then sell later. While we are still here, let's click a forged weapon, and they added a new button, One Tap Enhance, where you can simply click once and max your weapon instantly. This will save you so much time. It's a really nice quality of life improvement. They also made a change to the amplify system. Now it's much easier. Just choose the character that you want to amplify a skill and click the skill and click amplify. It will use 3 scrolls. They removed the dedicated scrolls that you needed to purchase in order to amplify, so now it's just generic. It will work for any skill. They also made changes to the party menu. Now, when you want to choose a character, it's pretty simple. You can use the search keyword system. Let's type Polka. When you type Polka, it will show all Polka styles, but especially Rag Robin that actually has a different name. You can change the criteria here. I prefer to use the character in style that comes by default. In characters that have different names, like you can type, for example, Imperial, and it will show characters that are related to the Imperial Guard because of Romancing Saga 2, or other characters like Vagabond that's related to Cat. It will show you all styles related to that name. So a pretty complete system, and will help since I always lose so much time finding styles in this game. They also add more information when you click the I button. You can remove some filters to check the character without some stuff, like without the promotion exam, how that character will be, without the hidden attributes, for example. And you can even see the style level on screen now without having to go to another tab. Much faster. Also, when you click the plus button to inherit skills, you see a different screen. You can click the skill you want to inherit and then change the BP cycle of all skills much faster as well. And remember that the character will always use the costlier skill available on that particular turn where it's attacking. So you can determine the auto setup of your character just by changing the BP cost of the skills available. Now let's go to the event page. We have 4 different stages here called Forging Festival, Teal, Bronze, Black Iron, or Ancient. Choose a stage to use your new tickets in order to get forging materials, and I recommend either the Ancient or the Black Iron one because they will give you better chances of getting perfect weapons when forging. So I'll just run the Ancient stage, for example. In all stages, you will also be able to get vermilion pieces for the Anya weapon, and also platinum tickets and gold pieces. Let's run. I skipped the fight because it's useless, but see, this is the new result screen. It's much faster. The items will drop instantly. You don't need to see the animation of them dropping one by one. So a very needed quality of life update. Now after this we have the new event called Turbulent War Pandemonium R1, round 1. That means that we'll get more, and this event is kinda similar to Wasteland's War because you can fight many enemies. It starts simple against 3 enemies only, and then it gets harder to 5 and harder again against 10 enemies. You get 3000 jewels. And the last update is related to Remembrance Battle. We just got a new boss, and this is Wyvern, a pretty tough boss on stage number 20, and I suggest you to grind for status before you even attempt. The Wyvern has plenty of attacks, it increases his attack order, and there will be a moment in the fight where you have to use fast attacks or overdrive in order to attack before something happens or you can easily die. I don't know much about the fight because I didn't do it yet, but I'll be making videos during the week to explain it better. Also, they added new stuff in the shop. You can now grab Testament of Might rank 3 here on the Remembrance shop. Something that's pretty rare to get, so don't forget to grab yours. Now let's talk about banners, and we have this rerun with the original Leon. He is still the strongest damage dealer in the game, with access to blunt, slash, and cold attacks. We have the second Leon on another banner, but if you don't have this Leon, you should pull this one instead of the another. This covers more elements, and it's pretty similar to the second style. Then we have the Halloween version of Nawal's Daughter. That is a very good buffer with good sustain, but you still require the first Nawal's Daughter to inherit buff the skill. Also, Ellen. This is the X version of Ellen, and we have another banner with the Martial Artist version of Ellen. It's interesting because you can interchange skill between both. Just like with Kid Monica, gonna rerun the Rapier version, so you could inherit skills from one style to another. Especially for Remembrance, that's why they do this. Then there is Emerald, that has counter mechanics and fire spells, and Victoria that deals pierce damage and can use cover. But to be honest, you only need Leon and Nawal's Daughter. Those are characters used in hard fights, and you can find replacements for all the other 3, save for if you want to build a perfect Ellen with crossing inheritances. Then we have this banner, Sumir. That is, in my opinion, not that worth. Sumir is a very good damage dealer, but, well, we have slash damage dealers, we have pierce damage dealers, and it's hard to justify going for her, although she gets a very strong style in the future, but it should come only on December because it's Christmas related. Then we have Ellen, that is a martial artist now, that works by RNG. She has attacks that recover BP, she has passives that recover BP with a chance, so she can use very strong attacks from time to time, but it's not consistent, it's not reliable. But if you're lacking on martial arts for Remembrance, she kind of works. But I don't think that martial arts is one of those weapons that are hard to beat. Then we have Ezra. This is a counter specialist that deals insane damage on turn 1, but besides that, nothing else. His damage is nothing special besides countering on turn 1 with blunt damage. And I have to say that while Ezra works when you need to counter against multiple units, there's always another methods, with some interesting thing about Ellen that can also increase damage after she reaches overdrive. I'll explain this better on the review. And there is yet another banner, the main one, Romancing Festival Anya. They even gave the name to the banner for Anya and not Leon, and I wonder why. Because Anya is more unique. She is addition to farming setups where she can fix many problems, like you are lacking a little damage, she can help. You are lacking BP to use the strongest attack, she can help. Because she buffs 15% of all status on the start of a round, gives 1 BP on the start of the fight, and then another BP on every new wave. She can make some characters work differently, like she allows you to use Madeline's Luna Fulgur 3 times instead of just 2 times, or even crossbreak with the Global Axe or Pina. So, some stuff will be possible because of the help of Anya, but she was just standing there in your party instead of acting. She can also work in boss fights because she buff breaks and applies attack down that lasts for 1 turn. Then this version of Leon is still a nuker. He brings defense passives that are 5% higher than the past version of Leon, but lower status, so the damage that he receives should be similar. But if he gets killed, he revives once with 30% of his HP, and when he's on 30% of his HP, he reduces damage by another 50%. So it's like having extra HP in that part, so he can sustain better instead of dying, and will get a big increase in his damage output. That is 60% instead of 40 from the first version of Leon. But his bullets are different. Instead of giving him BP, it just increases damage further on each hit. So the cyclings are different. There are different ways to use this Leon, but he's not essentially stronger than the first one. It's a side grade that will allow for different strategies that I will explain on the review as well. It's safe to summon on this banner because these two characters are worked, they are protagonists of the game, they receive future styles. Then the third character is here by accident, I guess. It's Star Nipples Zosma, and he's totally skippable. He heals and has some attacks that increase his damage output to the party, but it's not needed, you will not be using him much. So the banner is good because of the protagonist, and that's it. I'll be making reviews, probably one by today or tomorrow, but this is the end of this video. I hope it helps. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Enjoy our Discord server. We talk about SaGa the whole day and other RPGs in general. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye.